I like the rock and roll music and I like to dance the cha-cha-cha.
I just want to know, like, what are your thoughts about women having a serve NS? Would you want to serve NS if you were given a chance?
Depends on stuff we do like if you ask us to do like the hardcore stuff like ask us to go like BMT. Okay, BMT is okay I suppose, but you ask us to do like Brunei and like surf, and then it will be a bit weird for us. I don't know, I guess because of gender stereotypes it wouldn't be something I'm accustomed to.
But how about like for you? Like, what do you think about girls serving NS? Do you want to serve?
Like people used to ask me, then I used to be like quite for it. Like why not? Like anyway we can get tough, we can get fit also. After a while, after you think of it, then like you know, like we have women needs. Then I don't know. Yeah.
But why not? I mean,
we can always
believe
customize it for girls But I guess it's not going on now. But if like all women have to serve, then I won't be against it or anything.
Like, so for you, would you prefer like non-combat roles to women?
I was supposed to. I think that we can serve the country in different ways. Like for example, like in Korea, they ask their women to serve in NS like while doing like medical duties and everything. And I think that's a way to serve the country and help in the country's like defense as well. So.
But like, do you believe in equal rights? Like, women can do what men can do.
There are people that will want to feel like they have the equal amount of power as men, but there are women that feel that since men are dominant, then they should just be like, we shouldn't do it. So there are extremes lah.
What if compulsory for women to serve NS? Like after you finish JC, you have to go into NS.
Okay lah.
Like how do you feel? Like okay, do you think that 2 years would be too long, or would you be okay with 2 years, or would you prefer if it was slightly shorter? Let's say for women, if it was compulsory. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if it was 2 years. Then we meet each other in university at the same age. Then like, oh okay lah.
How about you? So you think 2 years is okay?
Not that bad.
How do you feel about NS right now at this point?
I don't know, it's a bit like, how do you say, it's more towards pampered being now, because you can't do this, you can't do that. Once the sergeant asks you and you'll be like, I'll be complaining to the MO and stuff, you know, it's like, it's not like back to the olden days.
I just want to ask you, like, have you served NS yet?
No.
Okay, so just asking, what are your thoughts about NS?
It's a compulsory thing that I have to do.
Okay, would you want to serve NS if you had a choice?
I think if like, they always say Singapore is small, so we have to serve it, but I think 2 years is the compulsory one. But after the reservice, from what I read and everything, I realized it's actually really a lot of waste of time, and it causes a lot of people to lose out of their employment and everything.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so if let's say NS was shortened, right? Would you want to serve?
I think I will serve it.
Okay, so how long do you think is an okay time frame to serve?
Now the 2 years is good enough already. Yeah, but the extra is okay. Like from what I read, they say the hair, everything, like the what's that called, the dress code, right?
Oh, you still have to cut short.
Yeah, you have to cut short your hair, you have to dye black, even though you're out of the army already. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's causing a lot of people to complain about it, because it's like they want to live their life, but then because of this short period of time, you have to go for a makeover again, and then yeah.
Like if suddenly it was announced that girls will have to do NS, how would you all feel about that?
I think I would feel quite scared because I don't want to be in a position where I have to see people die and I don't want to kill people. That's how, I don't know, when I think about army, like then I'll be in a position where I might have to do that and I don't want to be in that position.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you
Because in the case of a war,
Yeah, in the
right?
case of a war.
Okay.
like, what form of national service will you be more comfortable with? Like any positions like nursing or whatever? Will you feel more comfortable with that?
I can't take bus. Like that's the thing. It's like I don't like to see people being hurt. So like even though nursing would be a good thing, I think I would still be too scared to do that.
If it were mandatory, if you had to do it and everything, you know, like what kind of positions would you be taking up and stuff like that?
I'll pack the food. I'll pack the food.
Okay.
I'll pack bags. But you see, I don't know enough, so I cannot tell you like what position because I actually don't know. You see, I think this is the thing with like girls and like NS is like we don't actually know what goes on, so we cannot really say what positions will we want to do or like what we think because we don't know enough. Yeah.
I think NS has a lot to teach guys, and I do think that if there was an equivalent for a girl, I think it would be fair for both genders, to learn how to serve your nation better. So I feel like it's not really fair to guys who have to give up 2 years of their lives to serve the country. So if girls had another way to whether it's learn how to cook, learn how to clean, learn how to do anything, nurse, I think it would be fair to the guys, yeah.
Well, I think national service has many good things to it lah. I feel like, it builds a certain sense of, builds a steely character in a man, makes him stronger, makes him want to go through some tough time in life. In this current day and time, everything is so convenient. So I think the 2 years is very important in terms of character building. But I guess the downside to it is the 2 or 2.5 years is a bit too long lah. People who want to continue their studies and everything like that, they have a problem because it's going to be a long layoff. So when they come back, I suffered that. So I had come back to study. When I went back to university, it was a bit difficult to start my engine again. But well, it has to happen lah. But I guess you got to take the positives of anything you do. So yeah.
Just asking, let's say in today's context, right, would you think that 2 years may be too long? Because nowadays it's quite competitive and everything. So
well, 2 years. 2 years is okay. I think 2 years is fine. But I feel they should still explore the possibility of reducing the time frame. Maybe a year and a half. Maybe I think that'd be good. But then again, with the way the army training is set out, I guess they can't compromise that as well. So I guess it's up to the army honchos to decide whether they can cut it down.
What are your thoughts about women serving NS?
Well, personally, not going to sound too sexist, I don't think women should be put through serving NS really, because in my opinion, they are the fairer sex. The fairer sex, as in they are more concerned about beautifying themselves and looking pretty. So you can't give them the trouble of going through and staying in the jungle for a few days and everything. I guess their biological make also doesn't really suit the harsh conditions lah. If you really want to be a hardcore soldier, it's going to be tough. I'm sure some of them can fulfill it. I'm not saying no. But the vast majority, I don't think it's easy for them.
So it's more of your personal opinion?
Yeah, personal opinion, because I have a sister too. I don't think she's in Kara for NS.
Okay. How about, let's say if it was non-combat roles, we dump them all in nursing or
give them the option of, if they want, then they can go.
Well, options are always fine. If they feel that they can do a combative nature of training or mobilization, by all means, I think it should be up to their free will. And maybe some people like the regiment lifestyle. So I guess if they want to join army, wear the uniform, but then do more service-related stuff, why not? Just like the SCDF, I think they can always make do with that kind of stuff.
Okay, so you've seen the opinions of quite a few people, and I think you guys can see a difference between people who have served and people who haven't served, And yeah, so I'm just gonna share my opinion. So me personally, I have not done NS yet. Okay, I'm still studying and everything. And I think NS is something good. I don't think that we should abolish NS 100%. I think it is good. I think there are lots of people in Singapore who are very pampered, and NS would be a beneficial thing for them, But we have to ask ourselves, is it something that we can afford to do? Right now, the world has changed between our parents' generation and our generation right now. The problems we face is very different, and with the way everything is so competitive right now, right, with all the different competition in Singapore, in the job market and everything, can we really afford 2 years of our lives to do NS? And mind you, that 2 years, right, is within when we are 18 to about 25, and those are very important years for a young man, right, to build up your life, and we have so many things to worry about. We have to worry about buying a HDB, a $500,000 HDB flat, We have to worry about trying to get jobs. We have to worry about studying and everything. So 2 years of that is pretty hard. And okay, just share some of my experience. I have some friends who are athletes. I know this guy is a rock climber, and he was doing one arm muscle ups with a kettlebell and all that. So I asked him, NS must have been pretty easy for you and everything. Then he said no, he hates NS. And I was like, why? He said that he was a lot more fitter before NS than after NS, And I would say, I'm not saying that NS training is not tough enough, just that maybe for athletes that focus on certain things, let's say like rock
They need to
climbing
train
or
something
whatever.
different.
Yeah, they are training something different because I know that from what I've heard, NS trains a lot of cardio, you know, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good thing that we have NS and everything, you know, but it does affect athletes, artists, even everyday Singaporeans, you know, because 2 years off what you're trying to do, right, you know, whether it's working, whether you're an engineer, 2 years off your studies, or as an artist, 2 years off what you're doing, right, it's pretty hard, you know, and, you know, I just want to throw out this question, you know, I mean, I'm not saying this how I feel, you guys should feel this way, but question of, is it really relevant in today's time? Is the NS program that we have right now, is it really relevant in today's society? You know, maybe it could be improved, maybe it could be changed. So yeah, anyway.
Okay, what I personally think is that I don't see any problem whatsoever with NS. I don't think that women should be averse to doing NS because there's a variety of different positions that you could do. If you are suited towards doing something in particular like nursing or like, you know, admin work or whatever, go for it, you know, like whatever. But, you know, there are women who do want to do NS. I have so many friends who are telling me, you know, I feel like joining NS, you know, and I'm like, yeah, go for it.
Here's the thing, if you can have female recruits, right, what's wrong with having female conscripts?
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And women can just choose their position, you know, and get streamed into what they're good at, the same way guys do right now and stuff like that. And I don't see any problem with NS whatsoever. If it were to be made mandatory in any way, you know, I wouldn't mind serving and stuff like that. But what I would feel would be better would be if they brought it down to 1 year. Maybe then guys and girls would it would even out the playing field for guys and girls. Then it wouldn't take up so much time out of the, you know, the very important period of time whereby you really have to build your life and everything. I'm not so much concerned as to all of the hardship, you know, like the whole Mulan training process thing. I'm not very concerned about that, okay? But I'm more concerned about the opportunities that you miss when you're in there, because that's the very crucial point of your life whereby, you know, you're transitioning so fast, you know, and you miss
Becoming an adult.
so much. Yeah, you're becoming an adult and you can miss so much, right, just from those 2 years. So it's like, for me, I wouldn't mind serving NS whatsoever. I think it's a maturing process and everything, but I would prefer it if it were brought down to 1 year. But that's also, of course, just a personal opinion. So yeah.
Yeah, and anyway, the whole thing about girls serving NS, right? Okay, look, if you women want equal rights, equal responsibility too, okay? I mean, a lot of girls, when I ask them, you know, would you want to serve NS and everything, right? They're like, oh no, I don't want. I'm like, why? I don't want. I'm like, you think guys want to serve NS also? No, right? But, you know, they have no choice. And a lot of girls, the common argument is, you know, we have to give birth for our country. If you haven't given birth yet, no, you know, they should make a law that, no, they should make a law right, that, fine, if you've given birth, like when you're 18 to like 25, right, then never mind, you don't need to serve, but if you haven't, then go ahead and serve.
That would breed a different problem. Will you stop being so?
Yeah, true, but I think that might make girls like want to get pregnant during NS. Because then, I mean, you get your maternity.
Pregnancy does cover, like, pregnancy is kind of covered by NS.
I think it's covered by SAS.
It is.
Plus, you get about like how many months off. So, you know,
if it were brought down to 1 year, you essentially not have to serve about half of it. So yeah.
Plus, birth rates go up. Then we have problems with a lot of kids. But yeah, birth rates go up. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that was just kidding. So yeah. The bottom line question is, can we Singaporeans really afford to give 2 years of our life for NS? And there's a crazy person right now. I think we can turn the camera there.
I don't really know what that guy is doing, but whatever it is, he is manly right now.
This part is storm. Yeah.
Are we stomping?
Yeah,
no, can we not stomp? Anyway, we just wanted to show you a bit more of the public opinion, which is why we really wanted to do all of this street interview stuff today, and we hope that you guys, this sparks off, you know, discussion. And
if you hate us and you disagree with us, right, just upload a video on YouTube and, like, you know, say you disagree, or send an email to you. See if you agree with us, send an email. Basically, just talk, discuss, flame me, whatever. Unlike a certain politician, I'm not flame proof. Am I allowed to say that?
Such an ass.